Design SHAIK started in mid-90s, and it was a concept to trying to revive some of the romantic and colorful heritage of Arabia, personated by the Sheikh himself. The Sheikh has always been a good fantasy in the world, and the prince, the desert prince, and even Hollywood started with even some title related to the Sheikh by Valentino, and it brought romantic things in the beginning of Hollywood. So for Design SHAIK, its drive is feel and colors out of the same personality and same mystery that the desert and Arabia had over many generations.
Okay, how can you describe the DNA, or when you start the first design of the brand, how you start, what was the DNA, what was your inspiration?
You go through process of developing the brand. You start first thinking of treasures, and you try to develop product which fit for treasures. But then when you even just develop just a product, it doesn't have the feel. It doesn't have the attachment to people. It becomes just something people look at and maybe say is a nice product. But when you start developing, when you start getting close to this mystery, because when we start the royal treasure of Arabia, and by the end of 3-4 years of working on the product, it's become like one of those antique shops. Mm-hmm. We didn't like it, so we really come back to the drawing board and revamp, and then overnight just the personality of the Sheikh being born. Mm-hmm. And since then, I've been inspired. I love working for him. I actually love to, although I participate in a lot of the work within the organization, I do love, actually, I get inspired by his image, his person.
To come back to the origin, you start with perfume. That was what was your first perfume product?
I mean, when I started the brand, I was not start just with perfume. I started with many tables in the office, and each we started trying to get a direction for the product, and it happened that the perfume finished first. Okay. Watches took us much longer, mm-hmm. and much more sophistication to start coming up with the watch. Especially we trying to come up and compete with the high end of the product. Mm-hmm. But the perfume born first because it was my wife also. Debbie had the nose to really get into it and we get into a lot of sessions and stuff like that, trying to, with all those chemists from Europe, trying to bring the best chemistry with the best smell to represent the Sheikh. And that took us about 5-6 years to sort. And so it's been born first, because it was actually also because my wife into it also get faster. Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing today how many, stores, distribution you have around the world.
We are in 50 countries, and we are in 800 point of sale. We have in very obscure places like Afghanistan and Myanmar, and which you never think they will be thriving, but we getting, the market growing in those areas, and we're excited because it just seems people look at us as some story positive story, romantic story from far away land. And they love to buy it if they have an important event and they want to buy something different. They come to to acquire SHAIK creation.
Yeah, it's amazing because in the Middle East you really create something like mystery, beautiful, luxury, and we use to have like French perfume from Paris. So and you reverse the luxury strategy, and it's amazing that you have this success worldwide coming from the Gulf, from the region?
I mean, I see when we started, we were alone in the market on the luxury side. A lot of brands picked on us because I see even from our distribution, they always say when big brand comes in, they always ask what SHAIK did. You know, so they are actually, we become trendsetter in this area, and you could see now a lot of references by major brand. They all stem from the same thing. They're trying to compete. I mean, it's...
yeah, and what is also very interesting that you always go with the super luxury. You know, even if you told me last time we were having a discussion in Molamol that even the people were saying, you know, maybe go a little bit cheaper, a little bit. Even the market was going down. You say no, we go only luxury, and not only luxury, we go super luxury.
And not discount. We never, even if there is sale in shops, we insist that our product do not include it. Get included.
No, and the packaging is amazing. You really put great effort on the packaging.
A lot of stitching and handwork. I mean, I love the early time product from Chanel and other big brand because the original designer was after quality, after luxury, craftsmen. See, a lot of the masters in Europe used to be fantastic in leather and sewing. It's all people who bring a product, they acquire those skills to make their product very special.
Maybe now let's speak a little bit about the watch because that's your now main big challenge.
Yeah, I mean the watch is a challenge for me because I hardly bought 2 watches in my life, and I'm making a watch. It's been a struggle because in the Arab world there is the industry is not mature enough for us to acquire facilities for the R&D. So it took us longer to try to get those facilities in-house, because when we start using facilities outside in Europe, especially in Switzerland and stuff, of course the owner of those facilities, they want very quick job, and we were not ready to make our signature that quick. So we tried to bring a theme which fit with the SHAIK, and took us really quite a while to set it up that way. So we end up bringing a lot of machinery, a lot of high, complex mechanical, vertical machining, high-speed vertical machining units, which not allowed even mostly in Middle East, because they, with the amount of tension in Middle East, those machines can be misused and for weapon and other things. So there's very lot of restriction to get those machines in house. But we managed to gain the trust and bring those in, and we've been very excited actually with the testing and the process. We've gone through about 12 years of developing the watch, and I'm very proud that we managed to bring it out in the end. It's like all the other products in the pipeline. It's the same way. We're trying to bring something that fit with the personality of the SHAIK. It relates to the area. It's like the leather. We also in the future we trying to bring. We go on to experiment with leathers of animals in the desert, which is normally not being picked on by the other international brand. So we work with tanneries around the world trying to clarify them to fit for the product. If we don't succeed to do that, they will not be out in the market.
And after we will go to the HQ of SHAIK, which is quite amazing location. We'll go just after the interview, and that's also very interesting that things happening in Bahrain, and we're happy that to showcase that.
I would love to welcome you there.
No, for sure. The other thing, the last one is also very interesting in your profile, that you're a real family-run business, and that's funny how we can see, like, even major company, you always have LVMH or Gucci, you always have the family behind.
Yeah, I mean,
your wife is taking care of the perfume creation.
And actually, as I said, it happened that I have 2 girls and a wife. So
Amani is taking care of the marketing.
Amani is now with me in the business, and I really hope they take this, they build the enthusiasm and the interest in the brand, and they take it forward in the future.
So since I came on to work at Designer SHAIK, I've been working to develop marketing. One thing that we were missing a strong presence in, which is very important these days, is an online presence. So we've been more focusing on getting into social media, so the Instagram, Facebook, and also developing our website to be something a bit more to give more of an impact, because everyone uses websites and social media to keep in touch with their favorite things or fashion trends. We always try and keep the heritage in all our marketing concepts, but also making them have a futuristic twist. So as well, we build on this fantasy. There's many marketing concepts that we have that's in the desert, and having these robots build because we have palaces. We represent our products in palaces, like our perfume will be Palace of Nature, and our watches will be Palace of Horology. So in the Desert Kingdom, we build an empire.
I'm very pleased that we succeed. At least I could talk to them about something they get interested with as well.
Yeah, and it will be very interesting to see in few years where SHAIK will be, as a luxury brand. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon on Fashion TV.
Thank you.
Thank you.